Nietzsche's God is Dead, The Meaning and Impact. Friedrich Nietzsche, one of history's most provocative and influential philosophers, is known for many ideas that have shaped modern thought. Among these, his proclamation that God is dead stands out as one of the most striking and misunderstood. To someone encountering this statement for the first time, it might sound as if Nietzsche was making a bold claim about the literal death of a deity. However, what Nietzsche meant was much deeper and carries profound implications for human existence, morality, and society. Nietzsche's declaration appears in his work The Gay Science and is later revisited in Thus Spoke Zarathustra. It is not a triumphal cry but a somber observation of the state of the modern world. Nietzsche wrote during a time when traditional religious beliefs, especially Christianity in Europe, were being challenged by scientific discoveries, technological advances, and philosophical skepticism. The Enlightenment had introduced rationality and reason as guiding principles, while Darwin's theory of evolution and the Industrial Revolution began to reshape humanity's understanding of its place in the world. Nietzsche saw these developments as signs that the central role of God in Western culture was fading. When Nietzsche said, "God is dead," he was not referring to the literal existence of a supreme being. Instead, he was addressing the collapse of belief systems that had long provided meaning and structure to human lives. In the past, religion offered moral guidelines, a sense of purpose, and a framework for understanding existence. With the decline of religious faith, Nietzsche believed humanity was at risk of falling into a state of nihilism, a condition where life seems meaningless and moral values are perceived as arbitrary or hollow. Nihilism, for Nietzsche, was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it represented the disintegration of the old values that constrained human potential. On the other hand, it brought with it a terrifying sense of freedom and responsibility. Without the overarching authority of religious dogma, individuals were left to create their own values and meaning. Nietzsche's challenge to humanity was this: could we rise to the occasion, or would we succumb to despair? The death of God also signified a profound cultural shift. For centuries, God was at the center of art, science, politics, and ethics. Institutions derived their authority from religious principles, and life was organized around divine worship and morality. With the erosion of this central figure, Nietzsche foresaw a time of great upheaval. He warned that people might try to fill the void left by God with substitutes such as nationalism, ideology, or blind faith in progress. Yet, he cautioned that these replacements could never fully satisfy the human longing for transcendence. At the heart of Nietzsche's philosophy is the idea that the death of God is not merely a loss but also an opportunity. He envisioned the possibility of a revaluation of values, where humanity could transcend its dependence on external authority and embrace the task of creating its own meaning. Nietzsche introduced the concept of the Übermensch, or Overman, as an ideal figure who rises above nihilism. The Overman does not seek solace in old beliefs or invent false gods. Instead, they courageously affirm life, accepting its chaos and contradictions while forging their own path. The implications of Nietzsche's ideas are vast and continue to resonate today. Modern thinkers, artists, and scientists often grapple with questions of meaning in a secular world. The erosion of traditional religious authority has led to significant shifts in culture, ethics, and politics. For instance, Nietzsche's insights have influenced existentialist philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, who explored the tension between a universe devoid of inherent meaning and the human desire for purpose. Nietzsche's concept of the death of God also invites reflection on how society constructs its moral frameworks. If moral values are not grounded in divine authority, what should they be based on? Some argue that humanity can build a secular ethics rooted in empathy, reason, and the shared goals of human flourishing. Others contend that Nietzsche's philosophy highlights the dangers of moral relativism, where the absence of absolute truths could lead to chaos or abuse of power. Critics of Nietzsche sometimes interpret his philosophy as dangerous or even nihilistic. However, Nietzsche himself was not an advocate of despair. His work is a call to action, urging individuals to confront the challenges of a godless world with creativity, courage, and authenticity. By acknowledging the death of God, Nietzsche believed we could free ourselves from outdated structures and take responsibility for shaping our destinies. The phrase "God is dead" remains a powerful metaphor for understanding the complexities of modernity. It speaks to the tension between tradition and progress, faith and reason, and despair and hope. Nietzsche's words remind us that while the loss of old certainties can be disorienting, it also opens the door to new possibilities. It challenges each of us to examine our beliefs, question our assumptions, and take ownership of our values. In a world that continues to evolve, Nietzsche's ideas remain relevant. Whether we are addressing existential crises, political ideologies, or cultural transformations, his philosophy encourages us to think deeply about what it means to live authentically. While we may no longer rely on divine commandments, we have the opportunity and the responsibility to create a meaningful life. Nietzsche's statement, "God is dead," is not a declaration of defeat but an invitation to growth. It challenges us to look inward, to confront the void, and to rise above it. It is a call to embrace the freedom and responsibility of shaping our lives and our world. By understanding his message, we can find inspiration not only to navigate the challenges of our time but also to seek meaning and purpose in the ever-changing landscape of human existence. If you found this exploration of Nietzsche's philosophy insightful and would like to learn more about philosophical and sociological theories, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us continue bringing engaging and thought-provoking content to you. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know which topics you would like us to cover next.